Welcome to Walrus on Wire. Today we're talking about Malay netizens' reaction towards Mahathir's latest public statement regarding Malay political unity, specifically his idea about the big umbrella.
Yeah, this proposal really set off a huge response online, especially within the Malay community.
They really did.
Mahathir's main point, his core message, was a pretty stark warning, actually. He said if Malay leaders keep splitting off, each setting up their own little political umbrella trying to become prime minister,
Right.
then the community stays divided and, well, they face defeat. So he argued for just one single umbrella, one big one.
To unify everyone first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A common front, and then maybe engage in a multiracial government, sort of like the old alliance model or Paracatan.
Okay, so the idea itself is about unity, about strength in numbers to fix the political fragmentation we see now.
That's the pitch.
But looking at the netizen reactions, wow. The focus, it wasn't really on whether the idea is good or bad in theory. It felt more like a referendum on him.
That's precisely it. An immediate, almost visceral reaction focusing entirely on the messenger, not the message.
What was the biggest immediate pushback you saw?
It was fascinating how Malay netizens just turned it right back on him. The irony, that was the key theme.
The irony.
Yes, the irony of the man calling for one umbrella being, in their view, the very person who broke the original dominant Malay party structure apart.
That feeling of, wait a minute, you're telling us this. That historical context just overshadowed everything.
Completely. People were directly linking his past moves, his political decisions, to the divided landscape he's now trying to address.
And they were specific, weren't they? We saw comments calling him, quite bluntly, the father of Malay division.
Very blunt. And it wasn't just vague accusations. Netizens were recounting the history, leaving the United Malays National Organization, then setting up Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia. Moves that undeniably split the Malay vote. They see those actions as directly causing the disunity he now wants to solve.
I saw one comment that really stuck with me, using his own metaphor. Something like, how many umbrellas have you opened and then just left behind?
Oh yeah, that one was sharp. It really captures that feeling of political instability associated with it. And others were just asking directly, who was it that started Bersatu and Pechuang? Simple question, but the implication is clear.
So the sentiment is deep cynicism. They don't buy that this is about collective well-being.
Not really. They seem to see it more as him trying to, clean up a mess they believe he made himself multiple times over the years.
Okay, so history is hurdle number one. But then the conversation online immediately jumped to, well, why now? What's the real motive behind this big umbrella talk?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the billion ringgit question based on some comments. Is this about the nation or is it personal ambition?
And netizens weren't shy about guessing, were they?
Not at all. Very blunt suggestions that he's maybe angling to be the 11th prime minister. That's what some are saying online. Or perhaps more cynically, that this umbrella is really about creating a political shield for himself, for his allies.
A shield, you mean protection?
Protection, yeah. We saw comments mentioning the court cluster. The idea being floated is that this push for unity isn't about Malay survival, but about his own survival. It's become common political language here. It refers to prominent politicians facing serious legal charges, often corruption-related.
Okay.
So when netizens say this umbrella is to save his neck from becoming part of that cluster, they're implying it's about gaining political power to maybe influence legal outcomes for him or people close to him.
Wow. So linking political moves directly to potential legal jeopardy, that's a heavy accusation.
It is, and it ties into another theme that kept popping up. Wealth.
Ah, yes, the money questions.
Yeah.
Comments asking if he's still looking for money.
Exactly, and those direct questions about, alleged billions in assets overseas held by his family, it all feeds into that same narrative of skepticism about his true motives.
So it's a mix. Political damage, personal ambition, legal worries, financial questions. It's a lot.
It's a perfect storm of cynicism, really. The underlying feeling seems to be, if this is built on self-interest, how can it possibly lead to genuine unity for the community?
And this deep distrust seems heavily connected to past political battles, particularly involving Dato Seri Najib Tun Razak, DSNR. That history is clearly still very raw for many online.
Absolutely. You cannot understand the reaction without understanding that context. Many comments explicitly blame Mahathir for DSNR's fall from power and ultimately his imprisonment.
That specific event seems to carry immense weight in how they view this current unity proposal. Why is that?
Because for these netizens, the campaign against the DSNR, which Mahathir led, fundamentally destabilized Malay political dominance. That's their perspective.
So they feel that action weakened the community's position.
Yes. They argue that because of what happened then, the rights and standing of the Malay and Muslim community are now challenged more openly, more frequently. They see the current government structure as a direct negative consequence.
And part of that criticism is the specific tactic used empowering the Democratic Action Party, which many in that group view with suspicion, just to defeat DSNR.
That's a huge part of the narrative, that he made alliances, shifted the power balance, purely for his political goal against Najib without maybe considering the long-term impact on the community's position as they see it.
So the feeling is he created the very problem, or at least contributed significantly to it, that he now claims this big umbrella will solve.
Precisely. For them, it's unforgivable. And it makes the current call for unity ring hollow. It feels like an attempt to regain control to fix a situation they believe he caused.
So when you put all that together, the history of division, the questions about motives, the DSNR legacy, what does it say about his political standing now, according to these netizens? His recent election loss came up too, right?
Oh, definitely. The fact he lost his deposit in Langkawi in the last election was mentioned over and over again.
As proof.
As proof that he just doesn't have that grassroots support anymore, that the voters, especially Malay voters, have moved on.
I remember seeing one comment, almost like a tally, saying basically everyone from their 20s to their 80s rejects his continued involvement. Pretty comprehensive.
It paints a picture of widespread fatigue. The dominant message online is basically, thank you, next. They feel he should retire, enjoy his time, and stop stirring the political pot.
And some even seem to prefer the current government.
Some commenters explicitly said they think the current unity government is doing better than administrations he was part of, and they just want stability now without his interference.
Okay, let's try to sum up the overall mood we're seeing from Malay netizens. It's clearly not just disagreement. It feels much deeper.
It's profound cynicism, a deep-seated skepticism rooted in decades of his political maneuvering, especially the party splits.
Yeah.
So this big umbrella, for most commenters we saw, isn't viewed as a genuine tool for Malay unity or survival.
They see it as
As a vehicle, a platform for his own political comeback, maybe for personal preservation, perhaps linked to those legal concerns we talked about. The overwhelming sentiment is captured in that question. You caused this division. Why should we trust you to fix it now?
a really powerful reaction from the Malay community online. It shows just how much past actions, particularly around DSNR and the subsequent political shifts, are influencing how they judge current proposals.
Absolutely. It's a clear sign that right now political leaders aren't just judged on today's promises, they're judged on their entire legacy, their whole track record.
It's a tough environment for any politician with a long history.
It certainly challenges anyone who might prioritize their own interests over genuine unity. The public, especially online, has a long memory now, and political actions have consequences that echo for years.
So turning to you, our listeners, we want to know what you think. Does Mahathir's call for Malay unity under one big umbrella resonate with you at all? Or do you mainly see it through the lens of his long and complex political history? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.